Hey guys, tonight I'm going to be installing NixOS through a graphical user interface rather than the other night where I was just going through the command line and showing how that kind of works and kind of stumbling through it at times, but we got there. This time I'm going to just do the same thing over and start with a KDE desktop that I know will work. I'm actually using the Plasma ISO that they host on nixos.org, available to download for all. So I should have a link in that description, but I don't. But just type in NixOS into Google and you'll get there pretty quick. So I got this booted up into Virtualbox VM right now, and I'm going to wipe the... Oh, I don't know the password. I don't know the password for this. It went to this screen, and I don't know if there's a password. Oh, there's not. Okay, good. So I opened the configuration file from the last time that I worked with. I don't know that I don't think I've changed anything since that time. I was in here poking around, but I don't think I actually saved anything. But in any case, we're going to do it all from scratch anyway. So this is what you get whenever you boot up the Plasma variant of NixOS. So it's kind of nice. I was doing parted from the command line for the first time before, whereas before I usually use gparted. But you can see the structure is as you'd expect, laid out just like you would, just like we saw in LSBLK. One second. Alright, so from here we're just literally going to redo this process, how we got here. So I'm going to just delete everything. I cannot do that because it's mounted. I opened the file system earlier. That was my bad. It might have been able to unmount for us, but that's okay. Go and see what terminal we have in here. We probably have tmux. We have console. If we can get to it. Oh, it's right there on the desktop, of course. So, see where that's mounted at. I guess it doesn't really matter. We just call umount dev SDA 1. Will do. I gotta push my keyboard in just a little bit there. Okay, now when we go back in there, there's not going to be any kind of problem. Like I said, I think gparted probably could have handled that for us, but I just didn't see it quickly. So I went for the command line. Alright, we're going to delete that. That does just destroy every bit of data on your disk, so if you're like new to all this, just don't go willy-nilly tearing apart your partitions. You'll end up with no data. But we are going to go ahead and write to that. This isn't a VM, we don't care about the data. And then from there, we're going to create a new 8 GB primary partition. Proceeding. Following, let's just say we want 8 GB. What does that equate to? That's alright. Really need to know exactly, probably. But we're going to find out in one moment. That won't get us there. 8192 is the number, the magic number we're looking for. And should have 100 megabytes probably. Sure, why not? Will that mess anything up? Maybe. Why should it have any data at all in the front? Who knows? Label it as NixOS because that's where our operating system is going to be installed to. And this one we're just going to make it a swap. or change it down to Linux-swap and name it swap for our sake, if we ever need to refer to it. Easy as that, except for, can I call a flag? No, I cannot. We have to write to disk first. After this, we do need to set one last thing on here, a boot flag for the boot partition, which is nicely named NixOS for us. We manage flags. One of the first ones is boot. And that should get us where we're going. So we have a fresh set of partitions here for us to use. So we'll bust out our trusty command line again. By default, the theme is set to light theme. You can simply go into preferences under application launcher and change that. Nice and easy. No windows open there. All right. So first things first, let me get situated here. Take a sip of my tea. All right, we've got all of our partitioning out of the way. Let's just, I think maybe even as simple as just call the NixOS generate config command, like right here. And give it root as mount. Oh, we haven't mounted the thing, obviously. I left that part out. So we'll go ahead and check our blocks here from the command line. Nothing's mounted. So we want to get SDA1 onto /mount. Alright, and we'll call mount on dev. We should even be able to call it by label. Oh, disk by label. By label. And NixOS should work. And it did. SDA is now mounted to /mount, so that's the nice thing about calling things by labels. Is that if they do change UUIDs, which, can I do that? Does it give me like crazy? No, I don't know. I was thinking like this kind of thing, you know, getting some kind of extra, but we won't go into that. Anyway, I was hoping maybe I could see a little bit more on SDA, but I couldn't. Now we should just be able to call that command I was about to call, NixOS generate config on root equals mount, or not equals, but you know what I'm saying, /mount. Cannot do it. We got to run it as super user, add a sudo in front, and we should be good. It just generated to mount /etc /NixOS /configuration.nix. Let's go there. Change into that directory. Let's just check it out real quick. It's just got the lost and found from the, like I said before, the ext4 file system generates that, and then the NixOS generate config generated us the etc folder. So we'll jump in there. Let's see, nothing else besides the NixOS. Let's see, NixOS. There's only the two configuration files, the configuration.nix and the hardware configuration.nix. Let's just see what it gave us hardware-wise. Quite a bit of nothing. That's good. But it did set the UUID, which I guess if you ever needed to change that, you could. I'm not going to worry about it. It seems to always change back anyway. So let's just get right back in here. Pull my comments up, make sure I'm not missing nothing cool in there. I usually miss something cool in there at least once. Try not to do that this time. Alright. Everything is set again in place. So in this config, let's go ahead and jump into it. Do we have Vim? Good. Well, I guess we can just open this, do like that. That's fine by me. Oh, and we have a nice theme going on too. I like this. Installing things graphically is always maybe the better option if you have the choice, so It's kind of nice to go from command line into a graphical environment. Always feels like kind of fresh. Let's go ahead and set this up. Oh, we're read-only mode. Alright, let's do this the right way then. And let's just keep on going down. I did skip a line here. We do need to enable bootloader on SDA, because that's our boot device. I'm fine with it being called NixOS. It's our only one right now. And time zone, Chicago. Backup, America, Chicago. Don't need DHCP on our Ethernet, or our wireless, that is. Because we are using Ethernet, that is. X server enable. It's already got the Plasma desktop services enabled here. That's great for us because that's what we want. We might as well configure it to be this. I don't know if it matters. I don't think that's what we want, but US is what we want. Enable sound. We don't need live input for synaptics. Uncomment this for my user Mac. And what else do we need to put in here? Just initial password, I do believe, for now. And we'll just set that to password. And we probably won't change that. Real secure like. Underneath all that, we really should just be ready to reboot the system. Do an install. Let's just double check that. We could try to install GTK themes, but I want to make sure the system boots first before we do anything like that. So let's get back into mount and sudo nix. Oh, yeah, we gotta sudo this. NixOS install. Should just work. And while that happens, we're going to listen to some more of some throwback on all sides tracks like I had in the beginning. It won't take us very long at all. However, let's see what I can do here. I'll be back as soon as this is done. So as you can tell, this takes some time. As we finalize this, I'm going to leave the music going because it's kind of sick as the command line does its thing, automated and all that. Being so close to done, anyway. And leave it going for a minute. I'm also going to talk about the next step here. So we're going to reboot as soon as this is done. Doing its thing. It's so close to being done. Take these off, but I kind of don't want to. I can hear the music with them on. I'm going to take them off soon enough, though. When the music goes away. That initial process of declaring the user there is basically all we did. The rest I hope to achieve through the Home Manager package. So I didn't install any packages there. I don't think I did. Maybe it was Firefox. Yeah, I got Firefox out of it. That kind of thing. Sure. Maybe that kind of thing shouldn't have been uncommented, but I didn't even think to leave it uncommented. We'll go back through that and add all the applications to the profile itself after we reboot successfully. Cross your fingers that rebooting successfully happens. Where's all my windows at? I'm missing 2 or 3 or 4 more windows here. So I also if I have some time at the, I mean, I don't know how long this stream's, it's only been 20 minutes or something, and we're already installing the system, so hopefully we have some time. I'm gonna lower the chair if that's possible. Yeah, just a little lower there. I don't know how that happens, but sometimes you're higher, sometimes you're lower. Looks like we are getting so close. The songs are gone, so I'm taking off the headphones as well. It's doing things. It's getting the X server ready. SDDM is going to be the login manager that we have already seen with this distro of NixOS, the Plasma. The Plasma version didn't work for me that night, so I don't know what I did wrong. I did the exact same thing that you saw in that configuration file, but it just didn't work. And having seen that, it booted here. I'll just set a root password here. Password. We are so secure. Did it not set anything? I don't know what it typed and what it didn't. Okay. What happens when we reboot? And real quick. Is that gonna do anything? Or does Virtualbox need to step in? Probably. Okay, we're gonna drop down to Virtualbox. Oh, it did something. Good deal. It didn't tell us it was doing anything, so you never know. Not a whole lot happening. It can't even seem to shut down. I don't really want to send System interrupt now, because it's definitely trying to do something. I don't want to wait either, because I'm trying to do something. Hey, look, it did it. I didn't even have to actually do what I was about to do. It just finally did it. Okay, we're going to let it hang on this screen. I'm going to take out the virtual disk image here on the host. And this time I'm just going to go ahead and... boom. Hey, look at that. It's VirtualBox. I made it work this time. Unfortunately, you can't see what I'm clicking on whenever a menu pops up. So I'm just going to call it out as I go. Right-click. Settings, or just click the big orange thing up there. Under the left column, it is going to be under storage. Under the middle column, it is going to be the disk. Under the far right thing, the disk thing, removed from virtual disk image, or whatever. the bottom one. And then, if we hit restart here, oof, I hit pause. Reset. Alright, now we're back in it. So this is our grub. Grub worked. That's good. If grub worked, pretty much I expect it to work. I didn't do anything that would make it not work, so KDE could still break, I guess. We could get back to a test, like just a server and have to install GNOME, but look at that. We don't maybe have to go and jinx ourselves at all. Oh yes. You see Plasma's mouse cursor and you know you're good. Oh yeah, we got Plasma this time. Oh, okay, we're in action. Okay, this is cool. I am all kinds of excited about this now. Oh, where are my notes? I don't have my notes. I have too many notes. I didn't have all of them. Okay, look at that. This gives me some confidence in KDE again. Alright, remember last time I said I hadn't had like almost any success with KDE in the past. Oh, I'm glad that it just took, downloading the live distro and installing it that way, for some reason. Maybe it had like extra utilities that I was missing somehow. Whatever the case, it worked this time, and I'm very happy about that. So first things first, search for the dark theme. That's always the first thing. I don't want to type it in. Settings. Yes. I want to use the GUI that it's provided me. Oh, I have to apply. I'm just like looking off in space. Let it reset. Oh, yes, dark theme. So nice. Way easier on the eyes. Okay. Let's just go ahead and find our terminal. Console. So, here we just add it to panel. Okay, cool. So we got that going now, and it's on our panel. That's all that I need from here. I'm gonna move this barely. it really shouldn't sound any different, but it is in a better place. Okay, so we have a whole directory structure here now, so where do we want this? What did I say I wanted this as? I was watching Will T again. Big shout out to Will T. I played a little bit of his video in the last stream. It's very helpful to seek him out. Just WIL space T on YouTube. He has a whole NixOS series. So good. It's definitely the way to install this stuff is with his help. Alright, so I've narrowed some of the commands down to a single line, like I like to do, if possible, and it's using the make_dir command. So I'm going to make a few directories. One is including, so I'm going to make a dot files right here, right, and then I'm going to make a inside. There's going to be a system folder, a users folder, and then inside the users folder there's a Mac folder. That's my profile name. And so the way to make all those files at once is to make dir-p. And since it's in the home directory, I'm just going to call it as it is. It makes all. So now if we ls into dot files, we got Mac. Okay, that didn't work. But yeah, we have system and users and Mac under there, and then Mac has nothing in it. Is what that's technically showing us. So the way we can browse that is, I never think to use the GUI right here in front of my face. I get a console in front of my eyes, and that's all I need. So it's like, probably just show it as it is. Let's zoom this out maybe a bit. Does it work? A better size, I think. More manageable size. And from home, if we show hidden files, that dot files folder has that system file and the users folder. System folder and the users folder, and the users folder contains Mac. And so that's how we're going to set up our like our git commit structure for our configurations, and point our flake later on down the line to build from that directory, and then take like that build and reproduce it on other machines if necessary, which in my case is what I'm going after, but it's only after like a lot of configuration and a lot of headache that I make it to that point. I'm only right now just trying to get to a level where I understand what a flake is fully. Like, the last stream I played that guy's video, Will's video, and he explained it as basically a way to package up your like entire user configuration, like your home manager configuration, as like a package, like a deployable package that's only like available to yourself, or at least parts of it are kept secret. So that's like what a flake is, and I guess I could, as I'm talking about this stuff, I could pull them up over here. They are super experimental right now. I've noticed that like you can, if you like back here, so Nix version, I'm on Nix 2.3, and something about this told me down here that you have to. No, it was during the home manager installation. Let me just tangent for a second. During the home manager installation, there's a second frame. there's a way to install NixOS not as a module, or the home manager package, not as a module, but as a flake. Let me just search for it. So the prerequisites for Nix flakes are either that you have it in a Nix shell, or that you're running Nix 2.4. So like you have to be running on a more current version than what is stable. I don't know which one. There's like 5 or 6 channels or something that are available. So I'm not the person to ask for that, but a quick Google search would let you know. I've looked a little bit, and there's like, you know, an experimental channel or something like that, like a bleeding edge channel of sorts, something like that. So it's bound to change. So like I'm kind of hesitant to really just jump in, because whatever I like write right now is going to change later for sure, right? At such an experimental stage. So if I don't fully know what I'm dealing with going into it, I'm just playing with fire down the road, something that like breaks in like 2 versions, and well, I've already started putting stuff on it, so now I'm stuck in some old version. Then I'm really in a bind, having to know where to find the information, and I'd rather do the searching up front to understand the system. That's what I'm doing here. Picking my pace tonight. Taking it at my leisure. So we are just going to go ahead and move right on into Home Manager, because I'm talking so much about it. So that Home Manager place right here, it'll walk you through, like if you're on the master unstable channel. That's what it is, unstable channel, just master. Sorry, I'm out of frame again. Always, because it's such a small little window I put myself in. Basically, you just add the channel from the GitHub. They just host that whole thing as a tar.gz file, which is basically a zip file. And then you install it as a shell, is how I understand it. And from there, you just call it what it is, home-manager. Do switch commands on it and stuff. And it'll call out that it's in your .config file. So like this is a dot file right here, but like your .config file is also like going to be another hidden file. I don't even know. Was it on there? I don't think I saw. Yeah, there's a .config file. So like GTK, oh, so there's GTK themes? Maybe I don't need to enable that. Maybe it's enabled by default. I mean, the theming seems to be great so far, so I'm not worried about any theming yet. But I did find a little snippet for manually adding themes, the GTK support themes. But basically everything seems to be in here. Like all the stuff seems to be in here. Any RC? Well, I don't see a bash RC. I don't know if that's necessary. I haven't declared usage of bash for this profile. It's kind of how NixOS works. I don't really expect to see anything I haven't already seen in the configuration file. But what I am expecting to see pop up in here is Home Manager. Home.nix somewhere. It'll tell us. We just gotta wait for it. So we are just going to go ahead and follow along with this, which I've already kind of written out. But I'll just go ahead and leave it like right here. I think that'll encapsulate most of the commands that I'm going to write. And I am going to go ahead and write this. Unfortunately, I hate writing. I like URLs, but instead of going some crazy routes, like I'm just going to write it out. I didn't have a better way to do this, I'm going to be honest. So it's on github.com, on the Nix community. It's called Home Manager. The archive. Release dash, what is the release number? Turn word wrap on my notes. Me. Release 2111, of course, I just couldn't remember exactly the number. tar.gz. GZ. And Home Manager is the channel name. Next channel update. We got one symlink created. And then our next shell. Home Manager. Install. That really should just be it. Not what I expected to see. Spell it wrong. Worked and some testing that I did, so alright, that's fine. Well, someone else is here. So as I troubleshoot this for the next 2 minutes or so, probably, I'm just going to go ahead and switch back to that other one, that other scene, and play that music again. That'd be cool. Be back in real soon, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Okay, so I think it's because I was talking and typing, but I made just a regular typo, and this should work now. Let me fix this now. Everything is all messed up. All right, just press enter and see if this works. It still doesn't work. So, not great. Let's just redo the whole thing. Nix channel. Remove home manager. Is it just a total? Have I just done the whole wrong thing? Add community home manager archives released. 2.1 home manager. Let me double check that, I guess. It's just crazy that it's not working. I must have done something crazy. Hmm. Yeah, that should just work, right? That should just work. And then why is home manager not being oh, is it because I didn't ever update again? Probably. Is that all? Probably just that. No? Goodness sakes. Not work. Because it totally just worked before, right? Let's pull this page up, right, in our Firefox that we have here. Do we not have Firefox anymore? What's our thing? Yeah, web. Oh, NixOS manual is what we're looking for. That's not how I want to read a manual. Doesn't look right. Oh, look at this web browser. Let's just see if we can get a permalink directly to that, the 1.1 on that page. Is it even going to search anything? I doubt it. Doesn't look like it. Nothing. Big oof. Do I need to update something? Don't feel like I should have. This is interesting. I'm kind of stuck here. I'm gonna try the module way. It's still using the channel. Let me see if I can't just like list channels somehow. List. And so why doesn't that seem to work? It's not found in the search pad. So should I try? Should I try to install something? Maybe just do it as the module. I'm kind of getting off track here because it doesn't work at all. Really too bad. I'm gonna go into Etsy NixOS and configuration. Is that it? Is it all I need? Oh, I'm so bad at typing anything after sudo. VM NixOS. I thought it was password. Oh yeah, Vim's not on here. Ooh, big oof. Okay, so Vi. That was not even on here. Oh goodness. Yeah, that's right. We're gonna have to go ahead and do something different. Do we have on here? Oh, a single page? There's more. Okay. Is there anything? Oh no. Can Ocular do what we need it to do? I don't think it can. Oh no. Oh, we installed Vim. Didn't even get little Vim. Okay. Oh, Nano would be on. Oh, good. Oh, thinking like there might not be nothing else, but yeah, Nano should be on here. Whew. Oh, it's not on here. Okay. The file in here. Yeah, configuration. Why didn't it work before? Okay. We almost. There's nothing that gets installed by default, by the way. You couldn't tell that already. I should probably at least install Vim. No, we want to install Vim, the user. That's what I want to do. So as a module, let's see, as the imports. Just import it there. I don't feel like that would work. Because it doesn't work out outside the box, why would it work inside the box? Sorry to say. How do you write on? Okay, that worked. Okay, now let's also in this build before I leave it. Go ahead and get Vim, just the regular old Vim. We don't need to configure it or nothing here. Could, but we're not gonna. Not gonna configure it here, because I hope all this just goes according to plan. Oh, yes. Exit. Okay. And sudo NixOS rebuild switch. Oh, 11.7. This is no home manager. This is no home manager. What is up? What happened? Why not? Doesn't like me right. Okay, we're gonna reboot the whole system. Reboot. Because why is it doing that? I at least want it to. Why isn't that working? You know what? I've seen this work 2 or 3 times now. So silly. I also want to kind of get Xmonad working if I could. I really thought I had fixed it earlier. I should almost just go ahead and turn the music back on because it's just such a better stream with the music. This seems like such a simple issue. It feels like it feels like it came down to a typo, but like I'm pulling what seems to be the right resource, and I double checked my typing. At first I was like, oh yeah, simple typo. I called it home channel. Hilarious. And then since then it's actually been like, what happened? Why is it so broken? So, let's see what I can do about this time. Nix channel. Okay, and then not this page. Run it through a shell. Oh, good. Oh, good. What happened? Why was it doing that? Didn't I just do that twice or 3 times? Isn't the definition of repetition or insanity something by the definition of insanity something by repetition? I can't think of the thing, but I repeated myself enough times that it was a little insane that it worked, is what I'm getting at. Why is it unable to link this stuff, though? Oh no, it just says U-link. For some reason my brain said unable to link. U-link, to link. My brain called that unable to link. Okay. This should probably work. I hope. It would be cool. Because then we can take Firefox out of the user Maybe create a temporary user. Let's try that first. Create a second user. Because that'd be cool. Set separate permissions. Oh, good. There's our configuration file. And when we should have Vim this time. When we don't have Vim. Why don't we have Vim, I wonder? Why don't we have Firefox either? What's happening? Then I rebuild the system. No, I don't think I did. I didn't do a NixOS rebuild. That's what I should do first off. I installed a lot of stuff. I've done that. No, I've only installed this since I've done that. Let's check the configuration. Not with Nano. Oh, that's all I have. Okay, yeah, with Nano. Get this out of here. Oh, it's because it failed to build. So confused. Alright, we don't want it as a module if we don't have to have it as a module. I read a little post, I can't remember where it was, but basically it boiled down to if you want like everything being contained to the system, or if you want your home configuration to be self-contained. So the standalone is like a self-contained environment where you can back it up to GitHub or GitLab, which is what I was trying to do, but goodness sakes, that thing takes some resources. So like, it can be like, not the route I take. Probably just gonna do GitHub for a second. See what happens there. Do the whole GPG key thing too. Alright, I'm really like itching to get started on this. Really fidgeting. Alright, so let me pull my notes back up because I actually lost them for some reason. Let's get in this. Is it saved right? Or we just never rebuilt it? Yeah, while we're in here, hey, we haven't revised it at all yet, so let's send Nano a good farewell by not coming back and only using it to write in one more user. We'll call this secondary user Nano since we're in Nano right now. It would be so much quicker in Vim. They can have the same password, that's fine. Let's just give them no permissions so far. That would be fun. And then NixOS rebuild switch. Oh no. 8130. What's it looking for there? Expecting a semicolon. I missed a semicolon at 8130. Where's the lines? Oh, it doesn't tell you lines. I love Nano. 8130. Go to line. Okay, good. I know it would somewhere. 81. Is it missing? Could it possibly be missing? Oh yeah, it says that. Nano is the editor. We're making Nano work right now. So, oh, this was missing. Goodness, okay. It's always right in front of your face. Now, does it work? 8130 was like the whole problem, it said. Okay. I am actually like super itching to get started, but I'm going to take a quick break because that's, you know, the best time to take a break is whenever you're really raring to go on something. So I'll be back shortly in like maybe 5 minutes, maybe less, probably less. Bye. Okay, so we're back in action. We have our secondary user, Nano. Check that out. Go ahead, log into Nano for a second. And see that it doesn't have super user privileges at all. But it should have a user environment that's just as minimal and should only have Firefox. Isn't that what we installed for everybody? So every user has Firefox. Every user has Vim, luckily. But this user doesn't have. This user will not have super user access, so we cannot use commands like sudo at all. So it's getting the environment set up for the first time, making all those desktop folders like home and or documents and downloads and that kind of stuff. Getting everything set up nice and neat here for the first time configuration. So we can see this user, we're going to leave this user in light theme so we can tell them apart if we ever log back in. Has Firefox now. Nice and easy. But the task manager is different because we haven't set it. Completely new user, as you would expect. No configuration set yet. I want to go back to our applications list. I don't think it should show Vim at all, but it might. We might have some kind of graphical Vim. Doesn't seem to want to scroll with the scroll wheel, that's fine. And no, I kind of suspected we don't have any kind of graphical Vim, but we do have Firefox, that's nice. So we can pull up the NixOS package search. Let's do that. Cool. So in here we can search for any package, such as htop, which is just going to be htop. But like, if we wanted to install Nginx, I think it's a little bit more complicated than that. Just Nginx, NixOS.Nginx. That might have been the same for htop too. Yeah, I don't know that I'll ever install anything with this, but maybe. I don't know. As far as I'm aware, Home Manager is the way to go. So now that we have that installed, time to get out of Firefox. Go into the terminal here. There's no sense in putting it in the bottom here because we can't actually do much in the terminal on as this user, because if we do sudo, let's just rm rfv root. If we type in password, Nano is not in the sudoers file, luckily for us, because Nano is trying to get away with some absolute nonsense right there. So we're going to go ahead and log off. That doesn't work. I wish it did. Do a log out here. Maybe it was a log out that I was looking for. In which case, we got there. We're going to go back to our regular user, where we're going to actually set up our home manager. Super secure passwords all around. This might take a second too, because I think it's going to build our environment every time. I think this KDE Plasma said it might happen every time we boot the system. Maybe that's not ideal, but that might be why we go for things like Xmonad in the future. And the awesome window manager. I'm not sure which one will be better. Probably Xmonad on Nix, since it's Haskell all the way down at that point. Alright, back to our user. If we go back in here, we should have all the goodies we expect. And if we just go ahead and open Dolphin first and foremost. Back out to the main screen here. Get my chats back up. Do a quick refresh on the FB. That thing seems to break down often. Okay, yeah, see, it works on my phone. Totally doesn't seem to work. But I can see you out there, Jesse. Thanks for joining. Now that I've got it on my phone, it even generates subtitles. That's really cool. So, back to the action. If we go to Home, and we have our once again, we have the Show Hidden Files option turned on so we can see our .files folder that we made earlier. And the config should have a few more things in it, hopefully. Nix packages, yes. So Nix packages is the new folder. Home.nix is the package, or the config that we're going to be looking for. And where we're going to open that is in Vim. So I'm just going to put this down. Let's back up. So we're not even going to have to sudo because we are the user Mac. So config, Nix packages, and home. No syntax. Okay. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Maybe we can edit that after we get Home Manager actually like working. Let's just add home dot packages with packages pkgs. And this is how we're going to add htop. Htop and can we just get gvim? I don't know how to work gvim. I better not touch it until I already figure out vim for this situation. Htop is the main priority here. What else did I want to get though? I can go down to programs. Let's just copy that. Programs dot vim. I don't know why I decided to copy that, but I did. Vim equals. So I think this is setting kind of an override, if I'm not mistaken, or at least we're declaring what's going to be an extra config. And my main problem right now, I'm going to explain as I'm writing this stuff, and probably end up getting some typos. My main problem with like the extra config options is like how to find them exactly. Seems like the best way to find them is using like the actual developer package itself, like the package on GitHub on the search. So if you like dig deep enough into the search, it'll send you to type in Antalk and it's not working. They'll send you to the repo for the package, and in there it will give you like a set of options, and that seems like to be the only way I know how to find these options. Like for instance here, it's going to be type in programs.vim equals this curly bracket, which is an object or whatever it might be, a set in this Nix environment, and then one of the options in here is extra config equals. And it's going to be where we set our, like, what's typically set in our .vimrc file in our home directory somewhere. It's going to be set right here within this home.nix file. That's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm just going to kind of type it out and hopefully not get any typos. And since it's going to be just a second, I'm going to go ahead and turn the music back on, because why not turn the music back on every time I can do it? So let's do that. Okay, so that little bit of typing is done. That's nice. Let's come back down on the music here. And we should actually probably get Git. I was about to say, we should download the package Git as well while we're here. So let's get Git. What was the other ones here? There was a couple more I had. Are they gone? Did I just not save them? Quite possible that I just didn't save the list that I expected to install here. Not a big deal. You can always add later. But there was a couple on top of Git. Not a big deal. There is a way to configure Git from here though too, but I think I'm just going to leave it at that because I added a bunch already. And to build that, goodness, so to build that, can I just do home manager switch, I think? Awesome. That looks cool. So we'll let it do its thing. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. I don't know how long it's going to take. But I guess it's time to turn the music back on. Legit, like. Hey, that didn't take long at all. Cool. Look how short that took. We'll just turn the music down a little bit. Talk over it for a minute. Okay, there's the home Nix file again. So now do we have them? Cool. And it looks like it added the plugin, Airline. Perfect. Wow. Was it really that easy? Okay. So let's look into our system configuration again. Let's see, NixOS configuration Nix. Let's just look at it. We don't need to worry that it's read only right now. Yeah, so Vim is installed on the environment level. The htop was okay. But now we have htop. Good deal. And so that's a command that Nano shouldn't have. So we can quickly check that instead of having to all the way get out of here. Su Nano. Htop. Not found. Oh, that is so cool. Oh my goodness. This is a great system. I'm really impressed. So from here, what else did I have in mind? From here, let's check the notes again. We have installed helmet. So let's, boom, add to the notes. Look at that, to your left on the notes screen we've added a couple of things. Configure get crypt with GPG, and then migrate this installation to get crypt encrypted GitHub repo. Right, because my GitLab thing just failed. It would have required 4 cores on a something or other VPN server, and it was going to be like, if you ran it for a month, it would be $40. It's like, that's not worth the GitLab to me. So, you know, host it on GitHub like the rest of everybody and encrypt it with GPG. It's perfectly fine. Seems like a sane thing to do. And then I've already kind of started to install configure Vim. That's nice. And then the last, but very not least thing is configure Nginx with the RTMP module. And I think I have an idea of how that's going to work. Goodness sake, should I try it now? No, I shouldn't try that now. But it seems like it might work. I don't have a video to try that with, is why I don't want to try that right now. Does this come with FFmpeg? I'm sure it doesn't. Let's add that to the list as well. For our package, our home.nix. We'll start adding things that we can imagine needing, like FFmpeg, obviously. And now that we have a graphical environment, we can do that package search nonsense as before. Take a sip of my ski real quick. Alright, so in this package search, I'm going to check out the git crypt and Nginx and just see what it takes to install those, because I am going to have those installed, but I'm not going to configure them. Git crypt. So it is literally git dash crypt, okay. And Nginx should just be that too, but it's really nice just to get in the habit of searching for things that you might need. Vim plugins, huh? That. Oh my goodness. Okay. This changes the game maybe. Okay. This changes the game maybe. So let's go in here. Down here, I declared plugins. So like this. Oh, and my indent is working now. It's so nice to have a Vim that works. Whoa, I didn't hardly even do anything. It works so well. Goodness sakes. Okay. Copy this bad boy. Vim dash something, right? Is always the plugin, I think. Can you get to the next word? A little too smart for it, I think. Is it just going to be Nginx? Yeah. Nginx. And that should give us configuration files, right? Is that what that's going to do? Configuration file. Nginx-vim. I'm going to say that's it, because that's what this says. So does that mean that if I do git and I look over here, there's going to be a vim thing? Oh yeah, VS Code is a thing that exists. Git vim. Okay, so I'm just gonna get a few of these. This is so good. Okay, so this one is vim git. Nix vim maybe? Nix vim? What's the difference in these? Vim to Nix. Links and suggestions for the programming language. I think I just want this top one. I can look into them a little bit more later. Vim-Nix. Can there be anything else right now that I could possibly imagine? So do you think Nginx probably does online stuff too? So it would be like I don't know, what could I possibly think, like Laravel or something, like Vim I can't test that right now, so I'm not really too worried about it. I'm just gonna leave it as it is. That's all I can imagine. Those are the things I can imagine. Oh, maybe a color scheme. Vim color scheme. Like what was that, Monokai or something? Does that exist? Yeah, Monokai Pro. Holy cow. Vim Monokai Pro. With that, I'm going to write and rebuild this file. I am really excited about how this works. Cross your fingers, because I have no idea what this is going to do. But we are going to turn the music back up. I think it's still playing. Okay, turn it back down all of a sudden because it's so quick to replace this. Let's get back into Vim. Vim home Nix. It doesn't, I don't know what I'm doing enough to know if it helped or not so far. But it is saying Nix now down there. So it knows what we're doing. At least we can see that much. And then we installed FFmpeg. Good deal. This is a good thing. So get so if I init let's dot files, get init here. this is where we'll start next time. It's on a GitHub thing, I think, because this is just under 2 hours. I was gonna go up to 2 hours, but I think we hit a stopping point that I'm really happy with, especially with this Vim situation. It's so easy. I do wonder if let's just real quick get out of this, go to the desktop. If let's just make an HTML page. If I Vim into that, does it know enough? It can, yeah. It knows enough. Oh, one last thing before I go, because I'm so impressed with this. Let's just see if there's such a thing as emit, and I want to change that color scheme too. Emit Vim. What's COC? Node.js extension host for Vim. Load extensions like VS Code and host language servers. Oh, okay, okay. Huh. Okay. Huh. There's a lot you can do with Vim now. I haven't used it in a developer capacity for many years. I used VS Code for the last couple of years, and this is cool. We're gonna add that, emit Vim. Wow, that's not what we want. Yeah, I think that spelled that right. E-M-M-E-T. Yes, okay. And then... I did a lot of things since I rebuilt already. File manager switch. One more time. And all these are stored as rollback states too. I think it's configured to keep like the last 3 or 4 versions right now. But if something were to go terribly wrong for some reason, it will keep track of your rollback state and always just go back and fix it. Come back to a new state. So now let's go back into this one. To index HTML. And now if I type such a thing as HTML5 tab. No. I do not know how to get this to work, but now that I know how to work this, I can figure it out. I probably have to add options now to the configuration that I was writing before, where I set the tab stop and stuff like that, to get those things to work just how I want them, and that can all be done off screen, and I'll come back to it. But until next time, where we do the migration to Git, this is a very good start. Once again, we have the GitHub repo initialized, and we have the desktop running, Plasma desktop, and I'm going to delete that. Needed to configure that not to be single click. Alright, this is as good a stopping point as any. See you next time. Man, oh man. I'll catch you guys next time. Hope it's a good one. Peace.